Tuesday, the 30th of December, exactly 6:38:39. And as I said during every single moment that we shared in this year, if anybody passed away since the last stream, please tell us, because whether there is heaven or a hell, one thing we can all be certain of, both definitely have access to Twitch. Welcome in. How are we doing on this final day? Please rate this year for yourself to me, okay? I want a 1 to 10. I want everybody in chat to give me 1 to 10. No explanations, just a number rating the previous year when it comes to what it did for you. 3. Oh my God, you guys are so fucked. 1? No, you can't do 1. 1 is if you died. 1 is if you died. 12. There you go. Something positive. 6 or 7. Oh, motherfucker. Very good. 6 is bombaklat out of 10. 6, 1. So many died, okay? 6 is 7s. I like it. I like seeing 7s. Very good. I did die, though. I died for 9 minutes. What the fuck? You what? Okay, that is a 1 out of 10. But then, no, it's a 10 out of 10 because you survived. I mean, half empty or half full, half alive or half dead type of experience. Serious Vato, hello Vato. Thank you very much, Vato, for the taxes. So you like the average is around the 5 out of 10. Okay. I get that. Mine was a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even an 8 out of 10 because of everything we managed to do at the deprogram, everything that we managed to do here. It's been a year of immeasurable growth, and I am beyond thankful on this wondrous occasion exactly to you guys and this lovely motherfucking community. But I think a lot of you are, because you're fucking nasty ass, annoying ass fucking leftists, you're all so cynical and like hypercritical of everything, which of course carries a lot of positive aspects with it, right? You're not just a passive observer of life, but it also kind of leads to a lot of overthinking very often, and we have what's the word? Reactionary Ugopnik moment. We have over course corrected when it comes to, back in the day, it used to be somebody says they're sad. And everybody just would tell them, like, just get over it. Oh, you're depressed? How about you? Get over it. But now we, like, hardcore course corrected, like, insanely, where we, like, absolutely never question when somebody's, like, somebody's just like, ooh, like, first world problems, I'm gonna fucking, Yeah, it's questioning does not mean not listening, okay? Chat, do not die before all the evil motherfuckers in the world. Stay strong, exactly. You cannot die before we reach 3,000 subscribers again, okay? That is your imperative. After 3,000 subscribers, you cannot die again, because every month you need to renew the subscription, and they cancel debit and credit cards on dead people. So, for eternity you must live. I will hook you to the IV machine while you're comatose, and I will bleed your debit card dry of $6 a month or free through Prime. Son of a bitch. Chat, you have Israel to outlive. Oh, God bless. Always been very positive, but this year sucked. I can imagine. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in here that are toxically positive. I have a whole video on the topic. 8, had a surprising amount of firsts this year. Did you finally touch it? First time paneling at a convention. First time cosplaying. First time I got anything published. That's very good. That sounds like a very good year. Did you get laid though? Did you get laid though? You know when somebody's like, oh man, I had a great month. I immediately like, but did you get laid though? It cannot be a great month if you have not, hit that putain. Every year has sucked since 2016. Rip Harambe. Yes, I miss SJW era as well. I miss Suju era. Me when you got Nick is at 2,999 subs, and I see the Live Leak logo in the corner of my eye. Yes. Every year sucks since 10,000 before Christ. Dude, isn't that kind of the point? It's not supposed to be fucking perfect all the time, is it? Is it, bruv? It's not supposed to flow. Because it's just not, okay? Struggle is how we built everything that we built as a civilization, and more struggle will allow us to build something even greater. Where eventually we ironically will not have to struggle as much. We will still struggle in the form through which we improve society, but we hope to eliminate all quote unquote unnecessary and unproductive struggle. 2016, the Cavs won the championship. Last good thing to happen on this godforsaken planet. Have you seen what Jokic did, bruv? Have you seen what Jokic did? Also, I want check out my where is it? Check out my launch tweet, okay? Everybody like and retweet that shit. I deleted afterwards. It's not gonna fuck with your algorithm. My Labubu just pulled a major 6'7", and the comment is he finally got an honest-to-God certifiable elite pedophile conspiracy, and instead he has to do this, an almost divine punishment. I love the Alex Jones glow down. It's one of my favorite things to ever happen. Alex Jonesuru. Wait, let's watch the clip. I want to see the clip. Where is 6'7"? Come on. What the fuck is happening with Twitter? Fucking load. Somebody give me a link. I don't want to search anything on X. Okay, here it is. Fucking now it's on Reddit. Dude, why is the internet forcing me into these nasty ass, stanky ass places?
I don't always hang out on Christmas Eve or New Year's with my Labubu, but when I do, I hang out with this little particular guy right here. He's not a Democrat, he's not a Republican, he's a populist, he's a freedom fighter, he's libertarian. He believes in Team Humanity. And, well, he likes InfoWars, Alex Jones, and Elon Musk, but most importantly, he likes 6'7".
Who is this made for? Who is this? This is low-key giving pedophile vibes. This is high-key giving pedophile vibes. You know, back in like the mid 2015, 2016, 2017 period, where a lot of abusers made YouTube channels where they would review toys and give out toys and talk to toys and make toy content as a way to, you know, get in children's panties. Well, this is this. She's like, man, I gotta get those numbers up, brother. Gotta get those InfoWars numbers up. I got so many lawyer fees to cover. Sir, we've already exhausted the very old people, sir. How about the children? How about 9-year-olds? Can we milk 9-year-olds for their money? Let's post this on the 9-year-old Reddit boards. An army of children trained on pure InfoWars slop. Would kind of be based though. It would be kind of based. Their lunch money. Do not give your lunch money to the Soros-inspired lunch ladies. Send them to me. This is my address. Put it in an envelope and send it to me. Do not trust your teachers. Do not trust what they put in your food. Starve yourself. It is the true builder of character. Send me that $6. I will also accept $7. Dude, I would love that universe where it's just Alex Jones fucking ripping off children. Like his new lawsuit is like 10,000 parents suing him for credit card fraud. So good.
Well, he likes InfoWars, Alex Jones, and Elon Musk, but most importantly, he You like 6'7"? 6'7", baby. That's right, going to 2026. 6'7", then the year 2027. 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7".
I'm obviously looking into this too much, right? But come on. He has to put some intention behind it. Probably not. But if there was intention, then the intention is I want children to watch my shit. Cuphead, what the fuck are you writing? Jesus Christ. I like how 6'7" summoned his daughter in the background. Cuphead is terrifyingly horny for the Labubu doll, apparently.
The year 2027, 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7".
He has a daughter. He has children. He has children? He actually has children. I didn't know that Alex Jones had children, dude. Those must be like fucking impressive genetic specimen. Impressive genetic specimeni. Okay, what's up, lesbian hot sauce? Okay, let's start out with the news. Many things are happening around the world. They are happening, and it is scary. The United States has officially hit Venezuela.
Breaking overnight, a CNN exclusive. Sources say the CIA carried out a drone strike on a port facility on Venezuela's coast earlier this month. This is the first known U.S. attack on a target inside the country. Now, before this, the U.S. had only conducted strikes on suspected drug trafficking boats in international waters, destroying more than 30 vessels in the Caribbean Sea. You can see some of the images of what we've seen to this point, and this has typically been in the Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific. Now, President Trump first acknowledged the strike on a remote Venezuelan dock in an interview last week.
And we just talked out, I don't know if you read or you saw, they have a big plant or a big facility where they send where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. So we hit them very hard.
I want to bring in CNN's Kevin Liptak, who's in Palm Beach, Florida, for us. So, Kevin, what can you tell us about this new escalation?
They never interview a guy from the country. That's always my favorite thing about American coverage of anything. Not a single Venezuela. Our country just hit another country. Who do we interview? People from our country, of course. Hey, maybe we can have a local tell us what the vibes are like. No.
They should really at this point.
Like the coverage is always like the consent manufacturing machine is builds itself up so organically. It's absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah, and it is a major escalation. You know, President Trump has been threatening for weeks now to begin.
It's because Netanyahu was in Florida, he couldn't help himself. Wherever Netanyahu goes, bombs drop.
Action on land in Venezuela. Now that we're learning that has actually begun, it does seem to signal a much more aggressive phase in this pressure campaign on the leader there, Nicolas Maduro. Now, what sources tell us is that this CIA drone strike took out a facility on a dock on the coast of Venezuela where the U.S. government believes the gang trender Aragua was loading up ships with drugs for onward shipping. Now, there was no one in the facility at the time, so there were no casualties. But I think the way all of this came to light is also extraordinary. You know, CIA operations are normally shrouded in secrecy, and unless President Trump had sort of let it slip in that radio interview, which I would note was with a billionaire Republican donor, it's possible that we may...
No, they're letting it slip because America has changed, okay? America is in crisis, and they are abandoning previous, already established modes of doing empire shit, okay? It's a snake eating its own ass. I'm using all the classic fucking terminology here. But yes, they cannot help themselves. They no longer do clandestine operations because they have to brag about it on state TV because it's all about fucking numbers in the electoral game. And you don't get political points from a part of the country that fucking feverishly jerks the fuck off on American troops blowing the shit out of foreigners, okay? So when you have such a major electorate that will increase their political support for you whenever they hear you did some epic war shit, epic war moments, Okay? You got to make a fucking no scope 720 compilation of it. You can't do it in secrecy, because if a tree falls in the middle of a field and you don't see it, then it fucking fall. If a clandestine CIA operation happens and nobody knows about it, did it actually happen? It used to be. That's how like smart military operations were done. We don't want everybody to know about it because we're doing fucked up shit. Okay? Our population are a bunch of fucking self-righteous, moralizing lib cucks. That's why we don't tell them when we slice the throats of kitties and when we throw them overboard. When we get on fishing ships, slice their throats and throw them overboard, or when we hit those fishing ships, or when we do a clandestine operation on enemy sovereign territory, okay? But no, you see the contradiction there, baby? I see a contradiction. It is not like there are more incentives. There are more incentives for the American establishment to openly say, okay, to openly talk about what they're doing abroad than to keep it shush. The potential military benefits versus flexing in an epic compilation during primetime TV or on, truth.com. It's not worth it.
Never have known that this had happened. And the president over at Mar-a-Lago yesterday was not particularly forthcoming about what all of this looked like. He said it was a major explosion in a dock area. He said they load the boats up with drugs, we hit all the boats, and that this was the implementation area. I was over there and I asked the president point blank whether this was a military strike or whether this was some sort of CIA action, and the president said, I don't want to say that. I know exactly.
Have you read The Gulf War Did Not Take Place? It's this shit again. Basically, the point of the essays is that mass bombing campaign was distorted by a media that legit made up 40% of the war footage from computer simulations, and like every fucking time it's about creating a narrative that is totally divorced from reality. Yeah, but now what's interesting is that they're not necessarily even forming a narrative that's different from reality. I don't know what you like particular what you meant, but they're abandoning a mode that worked for so long, where you do one thing and say you are doing another thing. No, they're no longer doing that. They're fucking posting about it. Everybody is a poster. Everybody is a poster. Since Martin Luther King, the Protestant one, up until today, the level of need for people in positions of power to post has been in an ever uptick, okay? Marx talks about the raising rate of profit. He doesn't talk about the raising rate of posting anymore. Enough. Not anymore. What the fuck am I saying? They are incentivized to post about everything because it gets them coverage, okay? Unironically, they are ready to sabotage the ability for their intelligence agencies to do a fine job, quote unquote fine job in their perspective, of course, because they need to fucking post about it, right? That like America right now is like a guy cheating on his wife for like years on end successfully. She's not catching him. She has no idea. She thinks he's like, he has like a fucking family on the side. He has like 6 kids. And it's all working out fine. But then when one day, the guy downloads Instagram. And he just starts posting stories all the time. Flexing about his life with a separate family. He just can't help himself. And that's why he ends up getting caught. He got too cocky, but also he started doing things because it gets him applause from the bros, right? And not because, he gets to have two women in his life or whatever, two families, whatever megalomaniac shit motivated the original guy from the fucking allegory. I don't have to explain the guy from the allegory. Thank you, Vapor, baby, Vapor. Yo. Paying taxes is already two taxpayers from the developing world. Thank you very much. Zero taxpayers from the Western world, though. Absolute zero. Only 8 this week, okay? This is the list we will end this year on, okay? Westerners, look at me. No, back at you. No, back at me. No, back at you again. You want to end on 8? You want to end on 8? You want such spit thrown in the face of the great, ancient, and beautiful Western civilization? I am beyond disappointed. And the opposite motivation for developing world taxpayers and oilers: show the Westerners about your true dominion over these lands. The woke mob made me brag about doing bad things and held me accountable for my actions. Serious Vato again with the fiver. There we go, Vato. Now you got 10. Do you want me to count you as a Western minority taxpayer or not? Your choice, Vato. Westerner. Okay, Vato. Thank you very much for the support. You see, saving the West. There's one good Westerner in here, and of course he's a Vato. How about you whites? Where the whites at? Where my white boys at? Okay, where my white boys at? Let's good chat. 2026. Are we seeing a united Korea, a united Ireland, the end of Israel, a united Africa, the end of U.S. hegemony? Maybe one of those. Maybe one of those. United Africa would be a dream. United everything would be a dream. Unite everything. Unite all of the countries. It would be magnificent. Okay. Very good. I like it. Yeah.
Who it was. So you hear him there sort of not revealing any more details than he let slip in that radio interview. You know, the president did authorize the CIA to take action inside Venezuela earlier this year, but this is really the first we're hearing of what exactly they've been up to in that country. You know, the focus really publicly from the administration.
Dude, like, is it? Oh, Jesus, what the fuck?
They've been up.
Is this his mic, or does he have like a? It's his mic. I thought like he had like a little like long hair on the back. I always found it very interesting, but God bless you, do your thing. When you're balding here, but then you have like some Goldilocks on the back. It's original aesthetic. I'll call it that. But then again, it's all about how you carry yourself, really. Like, it's all about how you carry yourself.
Crazy hamburger!
Like,
Crazy hamburger!
Okay? Like, look at how this guy carries himself, okay? He carries himself literally. Wait, where the fuck? Okay? Literally the same way motherfucking Fern carries himself. Thank you very much for the Western fucking tax. Everybody say thank you to Fern, okay? Like, you can have a haircut as fucking stupid and insane as this. But when you just carry yourself with this level of fucking aura, okay? This level of aura, nobody can do shit to you. Nobody can give you shit. You're untouchable. So it doesn't matter how shitty the haircut is. It matters how you carry it, okay? Like, you see the difference? I'll show you the difference, okay? Like, look at how this man carries it, okay? Same haircut. Look at how this man carries it, okay? Fucking handsome gentleman. Fucking handsome gentleman. Okay, you see this, it fucking works. But then again, some haircuts just don't work on some people. Like, this is just like, oh my God. I know he was trying to do like, you know, cultural reference, who I'm a fighter, who I'm fighting for Ukraine, you know, cool, whatever. But like, with your face, it doesn't work, bro. I don't know why. Maybe his eyes are too big. All I know is I see a motherfucker with this haircut on a horse 1,000 years ago running at me, screaming in some fucking weird ass language. I am committing harikiri right there and then. Okay, I don't know if I was ever a soldier, I would just have the most insane fucking haircut. insane aesthetic in general. And I guess a lot of armies did do like just insane things on the battlefield as a way to El Flexo. His face is too round, yeah. Leave Usyk alone. No, I really like how he fights. It just it did not work with him. On him, I guess. Or here, yeah, absolutely pizza famine. There you go. There you go. He actually has like a lot of hair. Just his head is really big. You don't understand. I'm not balding. My head is just really big. My head is really big. My head is really big. Let me increase, thanks to beautiful Fern, to 2 Western taxpayers. Is it enough to pay for all your sins? No, it is not. Especially for white Westerners, because I only get minorities fucking doing the Western tax now. Okay? But it is a step in the right direction. A step towards Gamba. A step towards the promised land that was promised to us 3,000 subs ago. Let us go, let us go. Oilers, if there was ever a day to oil, it is today. The last day of our lives. I have been contacted by certain people from very high up. 6, 7 of them. And they told me that on the 31st, when the clock strikes midnight, 6 minutes and 7 seconds, the world will end. So your money doesn't matter. So just oil me up. Like, your money doesn't matter. Oh, but Hugo, then it doesn't matter for you? Ooh, why would you give it to you? Like, it won't matter afterwards. No, the streamers will be saved. They said that 6 to 7 streamers will be saved. And I am one of them. I am one of them. So I will use your money for resources. Oh, but society wouldn't exist. So why would you need money? Capitalism can survive the apocalypse. Trust me. Okay. What is this pizza?
Subscribe to me. I don't know what you're gonna do for me. I know you're coming to my house. I'ma come beat you up if you don't stop doing this. Yeah.
Thank you, Pizza Famine, for that incredible contribution. I guess the comrade here is right. I am now intimidated beyond belief, and I will stop saying the word. I apologize.
In that
Stop saying the numbers.
country, the focus
Maybe like 6, 7 more times, and then I'll stop.
really publicly from the administration has been
Literally yesterday, I was at a bar, and it's a very cool bar where they give you a marker if you're a regular, and you can write on the walls. You can draw shit. You can write shit. It's just like the whole bar is covered in cigarette smoke and like drawn on walls. Some people even climb on the table and they write on the ceiling. It's a nice little gimmick. It's pretty great. It's a very fucked up dive bar. It's nice. But one of my friends, this Kazakh guy that lives in Poland that came to visit, he took it and he just wrote 6-7. Motherfucker took it and wrote 6-7 on the fucking wall. He wrote it on the goddamn wall, bro. On the goddamn wall. Which is kind of funny, honestly. Like, saying it is cringe, but like writing it on the wall, and then somebody's like drinking beer like 6 months down the line, and he's looking, oh, somebody drew a penis. Oh, somebody wrote something funny. Oh, that's a great joke. Oh, somebody wrote a number, probably of another person, and said, call me if you want to get laid. Oh, somebody drew a pretty cool cat. Oh, is that Che Guevara over there? And then he sees 6-7. And just like, they ruined. De ruinido.
those strikes on the
Well, he's back on World War VII.
alleged drug boats. And yesterday, the Pentagon announced that they had struck the 31st boat. This was in international waters in the eastern Pacific Ocean. They say that it was transiting a known narco trafficking route. and that 2 alleged narco traffickers were killed. But as with previous strikes, they didn't provide any evidence to back up those claims. That, of course, has drawn all kinds of scrutiny from Congress, who say that this could amount to extrajudicial killing. And so now that we know...
Doesn't matter that we're killing people, but we do care about how we're killing them, okay? We are not barbarians. We care about the... When we put down those subhumans, we treat them like we treat our cows and our pigs. It needs to be quick and ethical. I have a question. If Marxists were ever racist towards somebody, who would that community be? Perhaps fascists? I mean, you're not racist towards fascists, buddy. Like, they're just... to be a fascist is a way of life, a belief system, and ideology. But maybe there's a fascist race out there. I don't know. Oh, he means Germans. The fascist race from Fascistan. What would their aesthetic be? Like, just like so fucking pale that they have to live underground, so they transform into dwarfs over the years, because they can't interact with the sun. It burns too much. They have so little melanin, the fascists from Fascistan, that it goes into minus. Whenever they come close to a person with melanin, it literally starts sucking the melanin out of them.
That these actions have begun on the ground in Venezuela certainly does signal that we're entering a new phase of this pressure campaign, Omar.
Yeah, a phase that in some ways had been projected, and to your point, we just were waiting to see what that would actually look like if it happened, and here we have the reporting. Kevin Liptak, thank you so much.
President Trump appeared to first acknowledge the operation late last week during a radio interview.
And we just found out, I don't know if you read or you saw, they have a big plant or a big facility where they send where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. So we hit them very hard.
He can't help himself. He cannot help himself but brag, dude. I love it. I love it. JD Pondon on top.
Now joining the group chat, Kim Dozier.
Like if Donald Trump was ever in Hitler's position, they would not try to pretend that there's no gassing going on when interacting with the international community. He would be like, yes. Do you know how many I've gassed in the last 3 days? Okay? It is so impressive. Do not fuck with me. I'm going to gas the shit out of you. But mein Führer, we must not say it so out loud. We will unify everybody against us at even greater paces than we are now. Nein, mein Führer. Trump, if he was the leader of the Third Reich, like just immediately on the fucking election trail, being like, we are already discussing what type of gas we're going to use. Hey, you there in the audience, I will kill you one day. They brag about it on Twitter, yeah. A big plant where ships come from, a port.
CNN global affairs analyst. Kim, thank you for being with us and joining us. I want to get your expertise and your thoughts on this first, both on what he said in that interview Friday, but CNN global affairs analyst. Kim, thank you for being with us and joining us.
I'm a global affairs analyst.
Hey, what do you do? I'm a global affairs analyst. I look at the affairs of global players and I analyze them. Shit, I'm going to call myself a global affairs analyst now. Fuck the... Motherfucker wants to call me a streamer? Motherfucker influencer? Motherfucker content creator? I'm a global affairs analyst. Oh, I'm putting that on LinkedIn. I am putting that on LinkedIn. Oh, ooh.
I want to get your expertise and your thoughts on this first.
Can I have one global affair, please?
Both on what he said in that interview Friday, but also what he said on Monday when asked about the attack. So let's listen to what he said there on Monday.
There was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
Okay, so he's talked about this twice now.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a CIA attack, right? CIA is usually covert, right? What's going on here?
So it makes me wonder if this was planned or he forgot when he was briefed that this was a covert operation.
She's global affairs analyst and doesn't know anything.
Tell me, was it breached, or did he not know that he's breaching it?
Now, when something like
No, he's just following modern American circumstance. To repeat myself, for those of you who joined a little bit later, we are not looking at the United States of old that participates in a consent manufacturing machine that tries to keep the horrors of American empire nice and quiet. Now we have a very large part of the American electorate that gets very horny for blood, destruction, chaos, and the American fist, which then motivates political figures to quite literally want to talk about it and brag about it. But sure, also there's, just ego at play there because, he wants to be. I mean, he is the ultimate gangster, right? He's the ultimate mob boss, Don of the American empire. Global affairs analyst, last week Tajikistan had a raunchy encounter with Bhutan. The real housewives of Europe didn't see that affair coming. Sasha, motherfucker, what the fuck?
this takes place, usually certain members of Congress are briefed, certain people throughout the interagency process. And they will.
But this is like, what are you expecting will happen? Okay, you cut education, you cut social welfare, you encourage conspiratorial thinking en masse. You encourage the feeling of American exceptionalism as the only way to look at your country, you know, full of red-blooded patriotism. And then you wonder why all of a sudden you have both people in administration, but also the majority of your population who does not know how to do jack shit. Okay? Like, for example, run clandestine operations. We are all circumstances of our material conditions, of the eras in which we've grown, and of the experiences that form our subjectivity. And when you are doing particular policy on large groups, what ends up happening just statistically is the majority of them are pretty fucking similar and have pretty fucking similar opinions in particular things because of the policies that you've enacted. And as the main argument I'm making here is, as the American populace gets more and more jingoistic, as it gets more and more irrational about America's ability to still maintain the position of unipolar world order and so on, the more, ironically, irrational the state will behave, because all they care about is votes, okay, vote to vote, which will then speed up the process of destabilization. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? It's so fucking stupid. American politicians want to get in power. They don't want to actually change anything. So what do? They invest like crazy in their population getting very fucking stupid. Then their population gets very fucking stupid, votes for them, they get into power, right? But in order to maintain their positions in power, they have to continue doing stupid shit, because now the fucking population is convinced that stupid shit is actually smart shit. And if they do smart shit, like not flex about clandestine operations, they're not gonna remain in office. So it's a back and forth. It stupefies the administration as well. It stupefies the administration. The administration thinking that it will be easier to control the masses by stupefying them leads, unless you go down the, classic fascist route of, just removing elections from the equation, if you know what I mean, which is definitely eventually going to happen. Still, there's fucking professionals, there's generals, there's majors, there's, the fucking, call it the deep state, or just call it like true professional patriots, blah, blah, blah. In the background, they're still maintaining some semblance of order. But in the long term, this is unsustainable. Somebody's got to pay for the breakfast. Okay? And it's a bunch of fucking guys who are like, oh, that need to pay for the breakfast. They don't want you to do like... They don't want to not know about you fucking wiping out a village in Cambodia. They want you to, yeah, brother, let's fucking wipe out that village. Okay? I don't know. Trump is just a Yanko bourgeois class interest realized he is their top guy, so to say. My friend Kubashi, what was I just saying? Okay? The current Yankoid, especially petit bourgeois mentality is what magically formed the current iteration of the American administration, which we call MAGA and Trump, etc., etc. All I am showing is how that then doesn't come to bite them in the ass. They don't care. But how that, in the long term, undermines empire's potential. Okay? I don't know, I wasn't listening. But then why are you oh, fucking hell. The American education system is legitimately brain dead. It's all just training you to mindlessly absorb information and regurgitate it when needed. Yes, and eventually that's the only type of person that they will be left with. And empire will die the same way that empire has always fucking died. Reactionaries want to make you think that like empires died because they fucked too much and they drank too much and they ate too much, as if that exists outside of the context that yes, they fucked too much and ate too much and drank too much. And how did they have so much time? Because they didn't give a shit about properly running their administration, properly running their state. It's not the act of the quote-unquote degeneracy. It's not the act of the orgies and the drinking and so on and so on. It's that they weren't doing the other shit. But the reactionary does not know how to contextualize anything because they're like, oh my God, they were making cooks into celebrities in the Roman Empire right before it fell. We have cook celebrities now. That's a direct parallel. Oh, Lord. Your Caesar fucking all the time is not a problem. Your Caesar fucking all the time and neglecting his duties is what undermines empire. Do you hear what I'm selling to you here?
Real rulers have orgies and good public policy.
I mean, Mao Zedong. But, not all of the public policy was very good. Thank you, Brit, for the 3 months. I hated the movie Idiocracy, but damn, we're living it. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. 1,000,000% true. Okay? 1,000,000% true. Be like Britster, okay? Subscribe, support the show. Let's go. Let's Gamba today. Let's go Goomba.
Their mouths shut.
No, ignore what I said. I wanted to say Gamba. I did not just say let's Goomba.
Until the act itself becomes public. And I think that's why you're now seeing the details released, because he's just outed what was supposed to be a deniable operation. He's also let the enemy know there could be more of this coming. So now you've got Venezuelan operators on the ground thinking about counter-drone operations. Apparently there was no one, according to CNN's reporting, when the strike happened at this facility. You can bet now they're going to have guards at all of these facilities because they're now vulnerable.
Well, and that kind of gets
Global affairs analyst, holy mother of God.
to what I was going to ask next, which is I don't want to lose sight of, what are the consequences? Yeah. What are the reasonings for keeping these operations covert? What are the consequences when they become public?
Well, when you have a drone, it's obviously that's not going to put troops in harm's way. It is a way of harassing the drug cartels, the Venezuelan regime. It's unlikely to unseat Venezuelan strongman Maduro, but at least it shows that the U.S. is doing something, and it seems it's almost performative, and that's possibly why Trump brought it up in public.
Okay.
This is the difference between Democrats and Republicans. Okay? Democrats want to slice your throat while you're sleeping, and they fucking hate the Republicans for preferring to slice your throat, cut your head off, and then walk out on the balcony and be like, whoa! Okay, it's like the difference between, I don't know, the Democrats are like the Urukai that have, proud Saruman behind them, like marching them in a proper direction, while the Republicans are just orcs, like just fucking, they're all just fucking living in Mordor, and finally somebody opened the gates and they can do some crazy fucking shit. Life still sucks for them, but at least they can do some crazy shit.
So I do want to hit on kind of the motives here of Venezuela attacks in general, because the president has also not shied away from the idea of regime change in Venezuela, right? So, Maria, what do you see?
The casuality in which they speak of this. I remember when Russia went into Ukraine and they were constantly clipping these Russian TV anchors, and CNN and Fox would, especially CNN, would cover it, and they would show like, oh, look at how casually they're talking about attacking a whole different country, about impeding on sovereignty, how like borderline enthusiastic they are. But then you look at this, and it's always copy paste. It's always the same. The hypocrisy is just icing on the cake, Easy extra content.
Čvrsta ruka, batine I zatvori.
You see this, Celtic? You see this? Okay. Take that times 6-7 million, and that is how much I love you. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a great year. Okay? Not just this stream, but the entire year, Celtic. Big love. Big love. Thank you for the raid. Everybody, go and give Celtic a follow right now if you somehow magically haven't. Great friend of the show. Welcome in, everyone. We're covering the news, talking about a bunch of shit. Hope you all had a lovely year and are preparing for even lovelier World War VII New Year's, post-New Year's experience. And if anybody was thinking of oiling, now would be the time to make our new friends feel very, very welcome. Welcome in, everyone.
This being here, is this regime change? What is the motive in your eyes?
I think that is the big question. What is the motive? And I think this goes to something that Kim said, which is
crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
Whoa, we got a big guy in here. Ooh, look at him with the 25. Ooh, fucking be careful, it might hit me in the face. God damn it, dude. Celtic, thank you for resubscribing, my dear friend. You should always be gifted a fucking sub by these assholes. I don't know why you aren't. I'm kidding. Why am I calling my followers assholes?
For the thick boys. Thank you very much, Polky. I'm going to add you to the Western tax.
Very based. Everybody say thank you to Polky, okay? Thank you, Polky. Thank you, Polky. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, thank you, Polky. Clone sister, let's go. Clone sister. Why am I on fucking meth? Apologies. Why am I singing? Thank you very much, Polky, one more time. Oh.
Just something that Donald Trump blurted out because he forgot it was a covert operation. He first said, as we mentioned at the beginning of this program, that it was all about narcotics. Then they seize an oil tanker, and he talks about how he wants American companies to seize the oil. Then he talks
Susie
about
Wiles also talking about that in an interview, right?
Exactly. Now it's
CNN be like, why don't we have better justification for invasion? Okay, we need to be able to spin this, do a better job. They're not questioning the act of doing foreign policy through military intervention. Okay, that's the big question here. Is it ever okay to do foreign policy through military intervention? Is it ever okay? And that's a complicated question, okay, with very convoluted answers. For Marxists, not so convoluted. For Marxists, it's always only class war, okay? No war but class war. But we're all subjects of modern capitalist empire, and we're all fucking tribal as shit. We love being side choosy and like fucking justice and injustice and shit like this. So of course, between state actors, we like to have our hot takes, right? But what I would imagine a professional journalist's job is supposed to be about, okay, is questioning whether it's normal or okay for regular everyday Americans, regular everyday Russians, regular everyday Ukrainians, regular everyday Germans, regular everyday Brazilians, Brazil mentioned, for our country to ever use our people, our tax money, our bombs to fuck with whatever's happening in another country. I would think that would be the sensical, centrist question, right? Aren't you? I'm genuinely surprised at the actually crowd, the general actually crowd. Why are they not always just anti-war on principle? One would think, right? That they would just be like anti-war on principle, like war bad, right? I know that's like a fucking toddler's understanding of politics, but they are. They are toddlers. They're fucking enlightened centrists. So, right? Wouldn't we expect CNN to always be war bad? War bad. Why war bad? Because war bad, bro. War just bad. People die in wars. You know how much suffering there is in wars. Rhetoric like this, Have you ever met a veteran? They are so traumatized by that inhuman experience. We should all hate wars. No to war. Yes to peace. Okay, now I'm just doing Maduro, okay? Don't even get me started on that guy. Okay? Why do we get that? Because turns out, all the enlightened centrists, turns out CNN, turns out all of these fucking schmucks are not anti-war. They enjoy it. They gulp it up like cottage cheese on a hot summer night. I don't eat cottage cheese. I don't know what that allegory was about. Okay, about my 5% holding in Raytheon, I got in exchange for the knife missile design, needs to increase in the value. Only say thank you for your service. Never sorry that you gotta go through that. Yeah, of course. And we would send you again. The enlightened centrist, unfortunately, does not consider the very basic opinion of war bad because it's exchanged with another far more lobotomized hot take. You know what that one is? War complicated. Remember when the genocide again started happening? It was war complicated. It is complicated. They might be running drugs, okay? And then he is an authoritarian figure over there. We must help them and deliver them democracy the same way we delivered so many times before. Okay? That is now the actually opinion. I just can't explain it to myself. Maybe it's the fucking system. On why it's always war complicated instead of the very cool war always bad thing. Maybe we should start milking that as the general left. Like milk the war always bad. Like end of conversation. Always be like war bad. Do not sell weapons to anyone. Do not attack any other country. Just us. Let's just do our thing. If somebody attacks us, we fucking murder their entire family. But if they don't, very chill, very relaxed, very wholesome, very matcha chai, okay? I want my whole country to drink matcha chai and relax on the beach. No war, only peace. War bad, right? Like, just war bad. Why did that disappear? This is not an argument said by anyone. Sure, the guys on the right say it from an isolationist perspective and because they, I don't know, don't want Iran to be blown up because now there's going to be more brown people moving to Europe and because they see this like great war of the future forming between the U.S. and China, and they want to push more countries to be, allied with the U.S. that are not traditionally allied or at least neutral in that future great conflict or whatever, end times bullshit. But nobody else. Nobody else. Who just comes out and is like, war bad. It doesn't have to be complicated, okay? It doesn't have to be complicated. Level 7, make it go up. You know what? I will give you cats at level 9. I will give you cat book at level 9 if you save this. Hype train, okay? I'm feeling generous to that. It is almost end of year. Level 9, you get cats from a book. Okay.
It's about regime change. So what is it? The fear here, I think, of Americans, and I go back to the MAGA base, which is, I think, a big problem that he has, but Brian knows more about that, because this is not what the MAGA base wanted from somebody like Donald Trump, who promised not to get involved in foreign wars, and that's exactly what he's doing now.
Turns out that the MAGA base just likes whatever the MAGA king does, okay? If the MAGA base says, we want a president that never eats ketchup, and then Trump wins, and he goes out on national television, live, prime time, White House, and he takes a big, like, jug of ketchup, and he just starts pouring it all over himself. Rubbing in it, oh my God. Eating the ketchup in front of everyone. Everybody that voted because he said, I hate ketchup. I will never eat ketchup. And you're like, my fucking ketchup. They would literally look at the TV and they would say, oh, no, it's not what you think. It's not like the ketchup back in the day. This is different ketchup. He has his reasons. You don't understand the 7D chess he is playing right now against the ketchup lobby. Give him time. Give him time. It is not easy to get off ketchup. Trust me. Trust the plan. They didn't get to him. The behavior of cultists, as one chat said. It's kind of from looking from the side, it is genuinely impressive. Like in God's year of 2025, somebody to be able to build up like a very borderline like classical or almost feudal image of himself and like pitch to his loyalists, where it's just like everything you do good, like that's the ideology. Everything they do bad. It's giving peasant brain. It is 1,000,000% peasant brain. That's what I'm telling you. America is proactively turning its entire population into peasants. And because of its short-term thinking, it thinks that it's not going to loop back and fuck them up as well. Because when you have a country that can vote, the only thing they could do is like remove elections, right? But if you have a country of peasants voting, that the king's also got to do peasant shit. Otherwise, they will think he's not doing anything right. Or you build a cult, I guess. But not everybody can do the Trump thing. You think down the line with J.D. Vance, they're all going to be like, oh, whatever he's doing good because J.D. fucking Vance. No, they're not. And that's when this is going to crack. Right now, Trump is keeping it on the, to an extent, he's keeping the dam on the water. But once, Big Papa is out of the game, if he chooses to leave the game, that will be very entertaining to watch. Fucking American Civil War. That would be horrible. I wouldn't want that, but still would be entertaining. Yeah, he's keeping the dam on the peasants completely taking over, because now they're not peasants, it's like a cult, right? But once the cult leader leaves, they're just peasants, and they're like, why is the president not fucking sheep? And now the president has to fuck sheep because, I don't know, it's peasant shit. Oh, yeah. The peasant shit is the holding baby stuff. I'm glad Trump has toned that down this term. Oh no, peasant shit is different. Peasant shit is we own the libs. I don't have health care, but we can say the R word again. That's peasant shit. That's peasant shit. I love that the vibe shift has changed. But sir, your eggs cost $700. Yes, but the vibes are better. I can be white again. We own the wokes. I'm owning the wokes into never retiring for the rest of my life. Astro J, that's very kind of you, my friend. Thank you for the 1,000 biddies. And thank you, knife emoji. Hype train almost over. Do you want the cats or do you not want the cats? Bunch of cat haters in here, okay? Push it over to level 9. I don't know where my book is, though. Where the fuck is the cat book? Oh, yeah. Shit, where the fuck is the cat book? Son of a bitch. I don't know where the cat book is. Chat, do not subscribe. I do not know where the cat book is. Do not subscribe. Oh, thank God. That would have been awkward. You could have sued me there. You could have sued me. I don't know where it is. Where is it? I have no clue where it is. What the fuck? Did somebody steal my fucking book? What the hell, dude? The fuck? Woman! Where is the cat book? Where is it? Oh my God, it smells it. Oh, where? Did you take the cat book by any chance? Both of the cats. Yeah, the one with the cats. Apparently it's gone. I don't know where the fuck the cat book is. This is so strange. I have ghosts in my house that steal books with pictures of cats. So thank God we did not reach that level. I'm very grateful for the hype train. Thank you. But thank God we did not reach that level because that would have been awkward. The CIA handler removed it. It was too powerful. He was getting too many subscriptions. It's on the shelf behind you. It's not. It's not. What the? Why are you gaslighting me, Cuphead? It's literally not. Where the fuck are you talking about? Oh well. Back to our regularly scheduled broadcasting, dude. Have you tried calling it? Yum yum. What the fuck? Moving? Actually, all my whole setup has been moving around. I'm still waiting for the goddamn final camera piece. And I can finally have like a wider frame or something. I'm so over this camera. The one that I'm using now. Stolen by cryptids. Dog lovers win again. His CIA handler removed it. I was genuinely thinking the woman. It's always the woman's fault. Woman took it. Yeah, it's usually the woman, but the woman was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was like the book with the cats. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, the book with the cats. I mean, I understand her. Imagine it's like 8 p.m. and you're just chilling watching a movie and your partner comes in and he's like, where the fuck is the cats? We don't have cats. No, the book with them. You go Fed posted and pinged you on the Discord. My bad, brother, man. Oh, it's fine, dude. It's fine. I mean, Fed posting is not fine, but like if you apologize and you don't do it again, then bless you, man. You're good, dude. You're good. The monolith took it. What do leftists think of women? I believe they are equally as nice and as shitty as us. But because of patriarchal norms, we have higher access to being extra shitty. You get what I mean? If the roles would reverse, they would be equally as shitty. Okay, the shittiness rate between men and women is equal. We just have access to more tools to make the impact of our shittiness much larger. Feminist Yugalpnik drops new theory, compares size of shit as adjusted to means of exploding said shit. Thank you, Progon. That is exceptionally kind. We're doing a bits fight. Come on, let's do a bits fight. Let's see who gets to be the let's see who gets to be the biggest bit holder at the end of the year. How can I even see that? Cuphead, can you help me with finding like a list of the biggest bit people? What's up, No Justice? Thank you very much for the raid. Hope you had a great time. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prime Paladin, for the sub. Welcome in, Raiders. It's a pleasure. Please, everybody, go follow No Justice. I rated a couple of times. I think last time. Brilliant work. Friend of the show. Literally, am a fan. So thank you.
But what is the strategy? Has he briefed Congress? Is there an out? Is there a plan? There is no plan. And when the American people are hurting about how they are going to make ends meet, this is how they see their taxpayer money being spent. It's not a great political...
Can we get a shout out for No Justice? And Glacy, thank you for the 24 months. A literal OG. Fucking 24 months. I need to get you guys better... Or no, wait, did you get it? Did you get the... I think you got the most advanced title thing. I think you did. I got the 2-year badge. Yeah, you did. That is so cool. Check it out, everybody, if you ever want that title badge. It's literally like Metal Gear Solid... Child Soldier on steroids. Thank you, 999. Well, fucking developing world taxes smell the best. Snoozins is ancient technology, or you're all just late to the party. What are you, an ancient Viking hipster? I was doing snooze before you were, as I was raiding England. You were taking snooze while you stream. I was taking snooze while I was pillaging monasteries. Why does the Norwegian guy have a British accent? Because they can't do fucking Norwegian accent. Oh, I am Norwegian. We like to go to the sauna and take care of our people. Thank you, Remonsta, for the 6 months. Beyond kind. Thank you very much.
Move for the president.
Listen, I would add, Kim, you got it right.
I can't do it.
Clearly, Venezuela is an enemy of the United States. They've made that position abundantly clear. We've now seen reports, in major media outlets that Hezbollah is making inroads in Iran, is making inroads in Venezuela. We know Venezuela plays a critical role to Cuba, and it's always been the U.S. policy of regime change in Cuba.
But we have a lot of enemies, and we're not...
Yeah, but not in our hemisphere like that. These guys are in our hemisphere. And what we've always done in the history of the United States is when somebody comes in our hemisphere and threatens our hemisphere, we flex our muscle. And we should never apologize.
We do not flex our muscle. We murder them, shoot their children at the back of the head, give $10 billion worth of cocaine to insane mass murdering criminal fascists. We privatize everything that they've had. Whenever they complain, we remind them that one of their children we actually keep in a dungeon and regularly essay, but we'll essay even harder if you do anything contrary to what we like. If somebody actually goes down the path of electoralism instead of revolution, then we just blow up his White House and make him kill himself. Stuff like that, our hemisphere. We really like it. It's the nicest hemisphere because it's very peaceful, except when we fucking murder everybody. Other than that, it's pretty chill. I like it. But they should also stay in there, in that part, because you might be in our hemisphere, but you're not American. Don't immigrate.
reflects in our muscle in our hemisphere, and so I think there's multiple things going on with Venezuela. Obviously, there's the drug component that allows them to come in and do something. There's the regime change component that is critical, but this Lodge Maduro does so many more things for the region, Cuba for other things of having these dictators in the region that are welcoming our enemies, that are welcoming North Korea, that are welcoming Iran, that are welcoming, Russia, that are welcoming China. Like, that doesn't work in our hemisphere. And we have a president that's finally saying, you know what, enough. And
okay, and if Xi Jinping used the same argumentation for Taiwan in his hemisphere, would you support his actions? But then again, this guy looks like a relatively honest guy, and now I'm going to get flack from chat, but honest in the way of like, I am American, we are the best. Fucking red, white, and blue, obesity, burgers, and fireworks. And I want to keep it that way. And I'm going to murder everyone who doesn't want to let me be American. Okay? If he's that type of, like, I at least, like, respect people who, like, don't involve morality in their analysis of foreign policy. People that, like, are pretty honest about it. Are like, oh, yeah. We're going to fuck up China if it does the same thing that we do here in Taiwan. And that absolutely makes us hypocrites. But I don't care about being a hypocrite. I care about winning. Sincere is the word you're looking for. Thank you, Cuphead. Sincere, I guess. Yeah, I agree, to be honest. Honestly, better than lip hypocrisy. Yeah, you can have a fucking enemy that you can not like, but that, like... you can have an enemy that understands that they're the reasons they're fighting you for, right? It's kind of like probably imagine like you're in a trench. You're a Venezuelan soldier, and you're in a trench, and you're shooting at two American soldiers getting closer to you. One is there because he believes that America. He understands that America is empire. He wants it to continue being empire because he likes living in empire with all the privileges that brings, and he will kill in order to ensure empire's continuation, right? And the guy next to him is there because he genuinely thinks he's liberating the Venezuelan people, bringing true democracy to them, and that they're just, dumb little Southern Browns that need to be re-educated into a true enlightened way of life. Okay? And the Venezuelan soldier shoots. Who does he feel worse about shooting? Who does he feel worse about shooting? This is a very interesting thought experiment. And it is incredibly inherently subjective. But I would love to hear your answers in chat. An explanation on why. Neither. He's still a human being. He's still shooting human beings. Sure, he also has the ability to dehumanize them because they're invading his country, and rightfully so. And he can be like, fuck you. But if he had access to their last thoughts before their cold bodies hit the ground, who would he feel worse about shooting?
And whether I think he will ultimately, more and more people will be briefed because there is a case to be made, but I think it's an incremental, pressure, more and more pressure, and we're going to see that. And now that we're talking about it, there's going to be more debate about it, and there is a story that the president can tell.
China has launched.
Okay, Donald Trump literally hits Venezuela. Let's see what he wants to say about China, quote unquote, flexing their muscle around Taiwan.
What it's calling major military drills surrounding Taiwan, using naval, army, air, and rocket units to encircle the island. It is releasing a lot of...
China bomb any boats today? No. Turns out only one country did all the bombing today, but the other country kind of maybe thinking about bombing something. That is very concerning. And also, what the fuck, dude? Look at how many fans I have in the Chinese Navy. Or is this the Taiwanese Navy? Maybe I have fans in the Taiwanese Navy. Can't guess what the fuck. This can be either. Look at all the Yugo fans, bro. I have fans on both sides. I'm a true both side believer. I believe in peace. Oh, you go. Do you support China? Do you support Taiwan? I support peace. I want peace. No war, peace. No war, peace. No war, peace. Please, Maduro, let us not remember your legacy as the guy that danced on stage and said, no war, peace, on playlists. It's not going to look good on your tombstone, bro. Like, give us something else. Anyways, let's continue.
Video for the world to see exactly what it's doing, and that's deliberate. As part of its exercises, China says it will conduct live fire drills. Taiwan is accusing Beijing of military intimidation. As we know, China has long made claims to the island and appears to be flexing its muscle after the U.S. announced a multi-billion-dollar plan to sell weapons to Taiwan. This afternoon, President Trump, however, downplayed the chances of China taking military action.
Well, I have a great relationship with President Xi, and he hasn't told me anything about it. I certainly have seen it, but he hasn't told me anything.
I would give half of all the money I have right now, okay? I would give $10 to get access to private conversations between Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin when they are discussing Trump. I would also give the same amount of money to hear private conversations between Zelensky and EU leadership when privately discussing Trump. That would be so much tea, dude. Can you imagine the amount of tea? It's not green, it's not black, it's fucking pitch dark. That tea, it burns. Gorko, blядь, gorko. I bet you they clown on him. Oh my, I can't even imagine. It must be fucking glorious. Must be glorious. Adrian, my brother, thank you very much as always, Adrian. Thank you very much. Can I get chat? Boomer question. How do I see? Wait. I want to see who the top. Jebote Vučić jump scare. Koji kurac jebote? What the fuck? Okay, these are the top bit gifters of the week. But how do I see who the top bit gifters of the year have been? I want to see that list.
Anything about it, and I
Thank
don't
you,
believe he's going to be doing it.
Thank you.
He's been doing naval exercises for 20 years in that area. Now people take it a little bit differently, but in fact, larger than they're doing right now.
Let's get perspective from the region now. I'm joined by CNN senior international correspondent Will Ripley, who is reporting extensively from Taiwan, where he's based. He's now on assignment in Thailand. First question, Will. You've been following these exercises for years, and the fact is they are getting bigger and more frequent. How does Taiwan view these exercises?
Well, obviously, they're concerned and trying to sound the alarm globally that exercises today could be real military action tomorrow. These are, as of the latest count from the Taiwan Defense Ministry, the second largest that we've seen that they've reported to date. The largest was back in October 2024 when there were 153 aircraft that were spotted near Taiwan in a 24-hour period. We've got 130 military planes spotted along with 22 ships as of the latest update a few hours ago from Taiwan's Defense Ministry. So it wouldn't shock
Transbien, thank you very much for the sub, my friend. Thank you.
me if these do become the largest. You've already seen the video. The really disruptive thing is going to be these.
Why is it always a white guy? Get the ambassador from Taiwan on air, right? I keep fucking saying this, and only non-Americans notice this. There's such an incredible echo when it comes to American coverage of anything non-American. You know, it's literally the guy. You know the meme, this meme. Okay, this is American coverage of foreign places. Okay. Okay, this is all of American media. This is all of American media. They just spice it up with different white older dudes in suits. Sometimes they bring somebody that looks a little bit different. Bring a little bit of spice, if you know what I mean.
Live fire exercises today where they're actually going to be using live ammunition out in the open sea, but they've actually had to shut down some airspace and shipping routes. In fact, some of the flights, about 1,000 flights could be affected. So if we had tried to fly in here today from Taiwan, there's a chance, Jim, we wouldn't have made it in. So certainly disruptive, not believed to be leading to an actual military conflict at this stage. But of course, the big fear is that these drills keep pushing the line closer and closer to that red line.
This is not the first time we've seen China ratchet up military drills in response to actions by the U.S. Of course, Nancy Pelosi's visit to the island, you saw a big spike in activity after that. Now you have this weapons sale. From China's point of view, how significant do they see those U.S. weapons sales to Taiwan?
Well, obviously, this is the reason that they're giving, maybe not publicly, but a lot of people are speculating this is the reason why they're doing these drills now. But as you correctly point out, they've held military drills 6 times since Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan in 2022, and they have been getting larger. They have been getting closer to Taiwan. They've been considered more aggressive. But this is the kind of thing that requires months of planning and organization, and then essentially...
There you go. I finally made it work. Okay, we got the old-timers here. Because the year is ending, I'm low-key... like nostalgic, right? This is the old timers. Wait. Sorry for a little off-topic chat. Right here. Of course, we know these fucking kings. Barry Balls, number 1. Carrie, a king called Prince, who's absolutely unhinged. Pizza, fucking legend. Okay, Jokula doesn't count. His gifts cost like $1. That doesn't count. Stop giving a shit, absolute legend. RSG, ZVIH, rest in peace. Echo Waves, Cynical Chris. Echo Waves, such a fucking legend. Rest in peace. To this day, still on the leaderboard. Jaeger, I haven't seen Jaeger in a while. Cynical Chris, I love you. Cynical Chris, fucking still in here. And when it comes to bits, Romka, dude. Romka used to fucking spam that shit. But I don't believe he got all the way to 97,000. That's impressive. Thank you, Romka. Gabriel is a legend, okay? Gabriel never addresses me by just posting. Gabriel just like always bits me.
Wonderful.
So thank you to our resident legendary Unk, okay? Resident legendary Unk moment. Got Barry, Amira, Laubfrau always drops the thousands. Ryu, ZVH, by any means necessary, and McGen. By any means necessary always hits me with the 100 when asking stuff. But we're obviously much more focused on
Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
because I know some other channels have insane numbers here on the bits. We're not a very bit-oriented show. Maybe I should start being a bit-oriented show, but I think subs are better for growth. Speaking of growth, Gothic Bitchcraft, it is very nice to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for the Western taxes. There you go. We got some based Westerners in here from time to time. Thank you very much for leading us to the 4th Western gift sub. Everybody say thank you to Gothic. Thank you very much. Seriously. Thank you very, 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 very much. As always, of course. Gothic is up there, 105. You're going to get on the leaderboard, I can tell. Now let's continue. We're close to Gamba, by the way. Cup, if you can send me the link to the Gamba things for when it starts. Thank you.
Essentially, they decide when the weather conditions are right and there are conditions happening geopolitically that they deem suitable to send a strong message. That's when they decide to do it. So obviously they had these plans in place for a while. They're now choosing to do it just days after a record $11.1 billion arms sale between the U.S. and Taiwan. A massive weapons sale that Beijing has condemned. But also, let's not forget there have been a lot of simmering tensions, not even simmering, really boiling over tensions between Japan and China. And so the fact that they're deliberately trying to show that they can block foreign forces, foreign military assets from getting close to Taiwan, the fact that they're trying to demonstrate that so clearly this time, it's a signal not just to the U.S., but likely to regional allies like Japan as well, Jim.
Yeah, no question. Will Ripley, thanks so much for joining. Well, joining me now is Beth Sander, former Deputy Director of National Intelligence and CNN National Security Analyst. Beth, good to have you.
Great being here.
I wonder if China is testing Trump a little bit with these exercises, knowing that Trump's priority is keeping this trade truce with China in place as best he can, and that perhaps Beijing feels it could...
Truce about what? Stop fucking manufacturing my ass here, bro. Look at these. Oh my God, so cute. I'm about to blow so hard in this. With my nose. I know what you're thinking. But truce? What truce? What truce? What Americans have the Chinese killed? What country has China bombed? What truce? What the fuck? Truce means that you guys were shooting at each other and now it's chill. Truce. No. You are already at war with the United States when you even question for a second, that maybe, just maybe for the rest of human history, it shouldn't be America ruling the world. Dr. Sleepy, fucking OG. Thank you very much, Dr. Sleepy. Check out your new emblem. Remember when NATO bombed the Chinese embassy in Serbia? Yes, I do. Literally. I watched it on the news. But I was like, oh, goo goo gaga, gaga goo goo, goo goo gaga, America bad, goo goo gaga, China good, goo goo gaga, gaga goo goo. Okay? That's Baby Yugopnik. Thank you, Slippy, my friend.
With China in place as best he can, and that perhaps Beijing feels it could push the limits a little bit more with military action around Taiwan.
Oh, I love this. This is, again, he's not strongman enough. We hate strongmen, but he's actually not strongman enough. Trump is not strongman enough. They think he is too weak. Trump needs to blow up more shit. Trump needs to kill more people. Trump, why are you not killing more people? A Democrat in power would have killed so many people by now. He would have proven the Chinese it is not their century yet, okay? He would have literally... Oh, God. If it was a Democrat in power, there would be a dead Chinese on every street corner. We would burn down every Chinese store, every Chinese meal. Eating hot pot would be defined as an un-American activity. Oh, yeah. Putting spice in food would be deemed illegal. No, there will be no succulent Chinese meals in this land, brother. It's like, what do I want to say? Doesn't matter. I went to fucking ADHD mode there for a second because I wanted to go on a rant about why people eating spicy food, which would make no connection with anything else.
That Trump's priority is keeping this trade truce with China in place as best he can, and that perhaps Beijing feels it could...
Truce about what? Stop fucking manufacturing my ass here, bro. Look at these. Oh my God, so cute. I'm about to blow so hard in this. With my nose. I know what you're thinking.
That
you could have like trolled me, bro. I respect that you didn't, because bro didn't fucking cut. Bro could have cut at I'm gonna blow in this, but bro didn't. Thank you, bro.
Definitely, I think that Beijing is always looking for pushing the limits and seeing how far they can go. And as Will was talking about, why we've seen this ratcheting up of the size and scope of these types of military operations, but really the daily flights that are coming across and halfway across the strait that separates Taiwan from China. And so all of this is part of, creating this new normal, and now is a great time. One, because the president is busy and, he's the focal point of so many things. And secondly, because they know that President Trump right now is trying to keep the peace with China. And they want to keep very much this administration, this trade truce that was agreed in Seoul or in South Korea.
He wants to keep the peace in China because he got his fucking face dragged on concrete and curb stomped, okay? After trying to flex. I'm gonna tariff the shit out of them. How did that go, little boy? How did that go? Trump literally took a gun, blew his fucking kneecaps out. The Chinese standing next to him like, sir, you appear to be bleeding. Do you want me to help you or do you want me to blow out your other kneecap? And then he was like, no, please help me. And they were like, I'm not going to help you, but I'm not going to blow out your other kneecap. And then Trump turned around and said, great success. I still have one kneecap. Masterclass in diplomacy. I might have lost one leg, but I still have one more. The Chinese are so cucked now. Cuphead, don't push it that much, my friend. It's gosh. But still do it, but not that much. I appreciate you, though. This is not me complaining. It's just, No, Cuphead is just good. You guys are making Cuphead angry. Thank you very much, Croft. Thank you very much for the 3 months. Damn. If the U.S. ever fought a conventional war against China, it would be like the Nazis versus the USSR. China would outproduce U.S. over-engineered garbage and mop the floor with them. Yeah, but this is not, keeping in mind that we have nuclear missiles, though. It's slightly different. But yes, and depends on where they would fight and many, many other factors. I'm not a military historian or a military tactician. I think we have Polaris here who is. I'm not sure if Polaris is in chat here, but usually when they are, he's very good at this sort of stuff. But yeah. Thank you, Gramsci, for another gifty. Thank you very much.
And they want to have this summit in April in Beijing, and they don't want anything to mess that up. And so, of course, he's going to downplay this.
It's an issue. When he was asked about the exercises, Trump, he downplayed the chances that Xi will take military action against Taiwan. I mean, he even incorrectly said that these exercises were no bigger than those in the past. It strikes me that the pattern is quite similar to how he approaches Vladimir Putin, where he downplays, for instance, Russian military activity in Ukraine, but often scolds Zelensky. How does Beijing view this? Do they see that as Trump subtly?
They don't give a shit. That's how they see it, okay? This is a country that plans how many cucumbers are going to be necessary for the next 5 years in advance. Okay? Whatever they have planned for Taiwan was set in motion 10 years ago. You are playing checkers, very large checkers, very expensive checkers. Checkers built on a lot of years of being the big guy. And sure, while the Chinese are playing chess, it's a smaller wooden figurine. But they see 20 steps ahead. It's a new great game of realpolitik. And if anything, it is relatively entertaining. It is relatively, movie-esque. What's up, Barry, my friend? Got back from grocery shopping. What did you buy, Barry? What do you eat?
Giving them a pass?
Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
It took him 1 second. This nasty little motherfucker. Dude, I love you, Barry. You're literally the biggest toiler here, but you're a nasty. Like, it took him 2 seconds. You know what he gifted? Like, you guys know what he gifted, right? You know what he gifted? I bought weed, bread, and soda. I love you, dude. You're the best. But I can guess what you gifted the 10. Or am I wrong? Are you a better person than I'm implying? Because it took him 2 seconds. He came into stream. That's how I see Barry's experience. Came into stream, he saw the number, and he was like, I'm going to Gamba. Gamba odd. Yeah, there you go. I guessed it. It's not because he respects my work. It's not because he appreciates my takes. It's not because we're building our community here in our image. It's not because of our, digital friendship, whatever, comradeship, whatever you want to call it. No, the degenerate wants to gamble. So, Barry Balls puts 10 gifts on odd. Spin, spin, spin. The only place on Twitch where we made gambling legal again. And 0 counts as nothing, okay, as well. 0 is always lost. And Barry loses the potential of punishing the streamer with an additional 10 gift subs. As you all know, !Gamba if you want to see how it is done for the rest of the stream. You can put in almost as many subs as you want and spin the wheel of fortune. If you guess correctly, a member of the worst class of people on planet Earth, the most privileged human beings to ever human, okay, if you win, we'll have to spend his own money to buy an equal number of gifts back. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Barry, for trying, as always.
Well, we don't know. I do think that right now, when you look at the behavior of China toward Japan and the call that President Xi had with President Trump, which reportedly was to ask President Trump to call Prime Minister Takaichi to tell her to back down and to apologize, which she has not. So I think that they do see an open door here in terms of pushing President...
Dude, I need to get one of these masks. This is comfy as shit. What the fuck? Yo, Xi, can you hook me up, bro? Like, these are very breathable. But these, dude, that would be so breathable. They basically, that would be so good. Can you guys do your magical fucking young people thing and find this mask on the internet? No joke, I will buy it. I will buy it with the sub money. I would literally buy it. It's an uncircumcised mask. And the winner of today's shittiest but also most impressive joke is C-Spar. Very good job.
So I think that they do see an open door here in terms of pushing President Trump to allow them to have this sphere of influence, right? And they see that both Putin and Xi and President Trump very much kind of think in these terms. And so they have greater range for action, I think.
I will do Gamba, Sal, and Mughal for as long as it's sustainable. Why not? It's fun for everyone. Sure, I lose some fucking money, but we get more subscribers, grow our community. It's very sustainable. I just need to patent it because I can already see that maybe some of my colleagues might start stealing this. And that is very dangerous, okay? If imagine Hassan streams at his scale doing the Gamba. Like everybody would just spend all their money there. There would be no money left for anyone else. So Hassan, if you're listening to this, and I know you sometimes are, please do not steal my idea. You will make us all bankrupt.
I mean, that falls under what has been a theory about the Trump foreign policy, right?
They shut that shit down so fast. No, there's nothing illegal. Like it's not actually gambling, for fuck's sakes, because you don't get money in return if you win. You just make me lose. It's as if there was a casino where you go, and however much money you spend. No, I can't make the allegory. No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It's not Gamba.
Is that he?
But is it though? It's ethical Gamba. It's woke Gamba. It's communist Gamba. We are the degenerate left here. Okay, we drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, gamble, and clean our weapons.
does see a spheres of influence.
It's loot boxes. There you go. Twitch loves loot boxes. It's the Twitch Ugopnik loot box experience. Open me up, baby. Yeah.
Globe, where let China have its patch to some degree, Russia its patch, and we, the U.S., are going to take maximum action against Venezuela or even, say, Greenland. I mean, do you see the roots of that?
There certainly are parts of this administration that feel that way, but then you look at the national security strategy, and a lot of the language on the Pacific is very similar to the last two national security strategies, Biden and the first Trump administration, where it's talking about making sure that another power, not mentioned, not named, China, but that another power cannot dominate this area because it's so important to the United States in terms of global commerce. And of course, Taiwan, 90% of our high-end semiconductors.